Echo 1, Echo 1, Echo 1, on spot. Echo 1, Echo 1, Echo 1.
Spaceport 1 here.
The Wookiee has got fleas. I repeat, the Wookiee has got fleas.
The Wookiee is what?
The Tauntaun's horns have fallen. I repeat, the Tauntaun's horns have fallen.
What?
The Jawa's teeth. Ugh. The package has been delivered, okay?
Oh yeah, I know. I got it this morning.
You didn't
Wait.
tell me?
Jawa have teeth?
You have no idea what I had to go through to smuggle that thing to you. And besides, we still have to settle a little something, you know?
What do you mean? We agreed on 1,600. I already paid those credits.
Yeah, that was the deposit. I still have stuff to cover, like, shipping.
I thought shipping was included.
Free shipping? Who do you think I am? Alderman Prime? Besides, I had to bribe one cargo inspector at Steel Guard, 2 Imperial Customs officers at Trask, and get friendly with one Twi'lek in Felucia. Do you know what they do with those things that hang from the back of their heads? I didn't. Anyways, I need some cold hard cash, so...
Look, if you want cold hard cash, you can take your credits and put them in carbon free. You didn't tell me the parts were going to come in a crate full of Felucian shrimp. You know how long it's going to take to get that stench out? So go ride to Boonta Eve on a bantha or something.
No, wait!
The nerve of some people.
Hello there, and welcome to Docking Bay 327. Today, we're going to be upgrading my north wall, which is over here behind the camera, and you normally can't see it, but I see it every day. So, we're going to replace my backlit Star Wars poster with a custom crane operating control panel. You see, I acquired a new crane for my cargo bay, and I needed some modified control panels with a maglock clutch in order for it to work properly with my ship. Now, thankfully, Martín had just the perfect place to scavenge such equipment and sent it to me from the Dune Sea Outpost. Yeah? So thank you, Martín. You inspired me to build something pretty cool. I think you guys will really like this. So, let's get into it. Fragile. Must be Italian. I decided to use EVA foam for the framing because it bent easily with the curves of the panel. So the easy part's done, right? We have these awesome panels. I've added the frame, I've wired the lighting, connected the switch. It's all good to go. But now comes the daunting task of creating the rest of it so that it is one cohesive piece. Now, Martín created these awesome panels using his Glowforge. And I don't have a Glowforge. So all of his lines are perfect and crisp and beautiful. And everything that I build is by hand with either a jigsaw, a drill. Every now and then I'll use my table saw. But it was really intimidating, to be completely honest with you guys. Several times I felt like I just didn't quite make it as good as I could have. A couple times I was ready to just throw it all out and start over, but I was already behind, and thankfully I stepped away and gave myself some time to, process things and then come back to it. And once I looked at it again, I saw, yeah, this is really gonna work and be very cool, right? So that was a new challenge for me. I normally do this by myself. So collaborating with a maker was different, but definitely worthwhile. And Martín helped me with the design elements. I would send him some initial layouts and say, what do you think? Am I getting this right? And he would send his comments back. And it really helped me to make something even more incredible than I could have done on my own. So I encourage you guys to collaborate with each other. We're all stealing from the same shows anyway. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm really thankful for Martín's friendship. So let's dive into Illustrator and design the whole panel with everything and get to work. So as you can see here, I created several different animations and video clips to fit into the different cutouts. I also have some blueprints and schematics in this circle area. Of course, I have some of our favorite footage from the movies. And all of this will be played on one monitor set vertically behind the frame. So I started by using this EVA foam for the frame because I thought it would be easier and cleaner to make all the different cutouts. However, it was a little too flimsy, so I transferred the pattern onto a piece of MDF, which worked much better in the long run. And as you can see here, I had to go back and forth between After Effects and the thumb drive a couple different times to get everything to align perfectly with the frame. Originally, I was going to use 1/2-inch acrylic tile squares here, but they didn't come in time, so I decided to go with the 1-inch by 1-inch squares, which meant I had to re-drill the holes and then used my Dremel here to cut out the squares to make sure that the lighting would diffuse properly behind the tiles. I had these really cool buttons that I wanted to use, but they were too deep to fit behind the actual main panel. So I created these little boxes for the buttons to sit in, and plus it just gave it another layer of dimension. Adding registration marks on the sides really helped align things easier. And for the other two sides, I decided to use some simple styrene and glue those on. The old computer monitor I decided to use had a curved back, so I utilized these leftover blocks of EVA foam to mount the monitor to the back panel. In all my other builds, I always use the Arduino Uno, but I found this Elegoo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Uno board for about half the price, and it worked just like the Arduino, and I could even use the same programming language to get all the lights to flash. So it worked out well. Of course, no Star Wars build is complete without some found parts for Greeblies. The monitor also had this built-in stand, which with quite a bit of effort, I was able to remove it to become my mag lock clutch. These warning labels were also made by Martín, and if you look closely, the specs are even written out on the decals. To line up the pinstriping on the bottom, I actually went back over the pencil lines that I had drawn and scored them with a razor knife, which gave me a nice guide to make all the lines nice and straight. As one of the last steps, I went back and forth on whether or not to weather or not. To whether or not. That is the question. So before I show you the hero shots and how everything kind of functions, I just want to thank Martín one more time and to encourage you all that, well, for one, you need to go check out the rest of Martín's work on YouTube and Instagram, Dune Sea Outpost. I'll put the links in the description. But I'll also encourage you to reach out to other makers, to try new things, not to be afraid of the stinking laser cutters, and use your jigsaw or your bandsaw, whatever you have, you know? Because in the end, it's really all about building with what you know and figure out the rest.